Minnesota. That is where there has been a deadly mass shooting. Let's give you a recap. That shooting happened this morning around 8:30 at Annunciation Catholic School while children were praying. Police say a person opened fire with a rifle through the windows of the Catholic church, hitting children who were inside celebrating Mass during the first week of school. Welcome, everyone. I'm Tram Mai.
I'm Rachel Cole, and the Minneapolis police chief says 2 children, as we said, were killed and 17 others injured in this mass shooting.
The 2 children who died were 8 and 10 years old. Again, 17 people were injured. This includes 14 children. Now, there's a range of injuries, but police say all of the wounded are expected to survive. Police have identified the shooter as 23-year-old Robin Westman. Westman died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Police say there was a manifesto written by the suspect, as well as a YouTube video that was expected to be posted. Police have taken that down. You can clearly see the emotions and the fear and the panic from so many of these parents as they're reuniting with their children there, and just in disbelief as well as shock. Police are still looking into a motive. Agents with ATF have at least 1 firearm in their possession from the shooter.
Meantime, President Trump ordered all American flags on public buildings to be flown at half staff until sunset on Sunday, of course, to honor the victims of this mass shooting. Moments after the proclamation was released, cameras captured the flag atop the White House being lowered, and we will have much more on this breaking news coming up for you on later editions of 12 News.
Well, let's get to some local news here now. For the last several years, tackling teen violence has been a top priority for prosecutors and law enforcement.
And now they want the community's input on new ways to relay the message that violence is never the answer.
12 News journalist Sean Rice is at the Chandler Public Safety Training Center, where a community forum will happen tonight.
Yeah, you know, the job of prosecutors and members of law enforcement is to hold teens to account when they harm another person. And in multiple instances of teens being murdered in our communities, the Maricopa County Attorney's Office and members of law enforcement in all walks of the valley are in the process of doing just that. But today there is a renewed push to explore new ways to prevent this level of teen violence from happening in the first place and stopping it from happening in the first place as well. And tonight a community forum here in Chandler is being held to explore new ways to do just that. Now, County Attorney Rachel Mitchell announced in a press conference last week that her office has data that shows general teen criminal behavior is on the rise here in the Valley. 2 incidents that have sparked outrage and calls for more to be done to help teens. The first, the stabbing death of a 16-year-old student on the campus of Maryvale High School in West Phoenix last week. That is a case where a classmate is charged with killing one of his peers. Also, the October 2023 murder of Preston Lord in Queen Creek. That's a case where 6 East Valley teens face murder charges in his death. 1 teen has already pleaded guilty to manslaughter, and a judge has sentenced him to the next 17 years in prison. Mitchell called that case a, quote, tragedy all around for Preston's family and also the family members of each of those defendants who really do have an entire life ahead of them before this awful tragedy happened. But now they're looking at potentially decades in prison or life in prison if convicted. Mitchell told me one idea her office will bring up this evening is potentially reforming Arizona's juvenile justice system.
I fully support that being rehabilitative in nature instead of punitive. But then let's rehabilitate. Let's make it work. Let's do it based on, the modern kid, not a kid of yesteryear. Let's base it on research and let's get it done, because we're not doing any kindness to them to slap them on the wrist only to have them go into adult court later on in their life, whether it be as a juvenile or as an adult.
And the county attorney told us that members of Preston Lord's family, members of the Preston Lord Foundation will be in attendance tonight to bring their ideas on ways to stop teen violence to the forefront as well. That free event happening tonight right here behind me at the Chandler Public Safety Training Center. It's happening from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. In Chandler, Sean Rice, 12 News.
Sean, thank you. New at 1, 2 people accused of stealing more than $100,000 from Arizona's Empowerment Scholarship Program have pled guilty. Today, Attorney General Chris Mays said the couple created ghost children who didn't exist as part of the scheme. Mays said that Johnny Bowers pled guilty to a pair of felonies, while co-defendant Ashley Hewitt pled guilty to one. The couple faced sentencing on October 24th in Maricopa County Superior Court.
Still ahead on 12 News at 1 o'clock, we're tracking your monsoon forecast. Stay with us.
Crystal Long. So let's see what the Arizona radar is up to now at 1:28 in the afternoon. Not as lively as the last couple of days, although we do still have some monsoon storms that are jumping up on us here, really out toward the west, north, and east of us. Yeah. It's like the valley has a handout. Do not enter right now. So all of the activity is a glancing blow at the moment. But our storm chances aren't exactly zipped today. We've got a 2 on the monsoon meter for the valley. So there still is a chance for a little sneak attack shower storm to show up on our doorstep. And we're already seeing some of that activity bounce up in western Arizona. We'll dial it up to a 3 in southeastern Arizona, 4 apiece for the higher terrain of eastern and northern Arizona. Even though these storms are more sparse today, they still can have a lot of spunk with gusty winds like lightning, and right underneath a more robust storm, it can really rain pretty hard, but it'll be pretty localized. Let's take a look at the rainfall recaps now that we got a little bit more to spill into our rain gauges. Unfortunately, it added to our totals, but we're still in the red. We're below average big time in Flagstaff. I mean, look at Payson. We've got more than 4 inches. That's great, but we're still more than an inch behind where we would typically be at this point in the season, and we have 34 more days left to go for monsoon. We got a trace at the airport yesterday. Other neighborhoods out west got better totals, but that brought us up all from this week, what we've collected so far, to nearly a half of an inch. But again, we're still more than an inch behind. Nearly 2 inches in Tucson for our total so far, but big time below average. This is going to surprise you. It surprised me. Yuma's the only one in green, above average rainfall at this point with more than an inch. So Flagstaff 7-day forecast. You do still get a daily dose of storm chances, but they are more limited. Your best shot today and then going into next week. And I know next week, it's Labor Day. It's an extended holiday weekend for the Valley. It's really all about the heat for the weekend, and then we'll entertain the idea for some storm chances next week. We'll be right back.
Have you ever wanted to make your own jewelry, work with wood or metal, or even print something with a 3D printer? Well, you can do all of that at Phoenix Forge in downtown Phoenix. It's a maker space, if you will, filled with tools, machines, and classes designed for entrepreneurs, hobbyists, and artists. And here to tell us all about it is Dr. Bruce Balfour, Executive Director of the Phoenix Forge, as well as Lucas Anderson, who's their Community Engagement Manager. I love this concept and idea that it's kind of like a playground, a play space for all those who are creative. And these are just some of the things that people can make, right? Walk us through.
Well, we pretty much operate like a gym. So instead of going in and using exercise equipment with your monthly membership, you come in and use our tools. So we have an electronics area, 3D printing, textiles area, so people do quilting and learn how to sew and all that kind of stuff with industrial sewing equipment. We have a big wood shop, big metal shop, and 17,000 square feet, and we're currently the largest makerspace in the Southwest. And hopefully next year we'll be even larger.
Yeah, okay, so you were talking about, the different things that people can do. No experience, right?
Yeah, it's really open to all experience levels. We have a really wide range of membership. We've got students, we've got professionals, entrepreneurs, as well as retirees, and really anyone who wants to try to create something.
And for instance, some of the things that you brought in, this beautiful quilt. I love this radio. I would play it if there were batteries.
That's right.
But this is so cool. You can see, I don't know how well you can see this, but the inside, like literally, this is something that my little guy would love to make here. Age-wise, what are we looking at?
Most of our membership is over 18, but in the space you can have some high school students over 14 for special workshops.
Yeah, and this is beautiful woodworking. Oh my gosh.
And we have retirees, so they're up in their 60s, 70s, 80s as well.
Okay, I want to talk about these memberships. So how does this work? How much?
So they come in, they typically a public member pays $75 a month.
Okay.
We have a $65 a month discounted rate for seniors, veterans, and so forth. And then we do different group rates and that sort of thing as well. But once they pay the membership, we run them through an orientation, teach them our safety rules. Then they can take classes, and you'll talk a little bit more about classes, but they're short.
Yeah.
They're intended to get people started on using different.
Right, less talking, more walking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? And we're looking at some of this video of just the different classes and the variety that you guys offer right there.
Yeah.
Look at how cool this is. And just to think that you can have zero experience and make something spectacular.
Yeah, next month we've got a cutting board class going. So in as little as 4 hours, you can learn how to, cut, sand, and create your very own real wood cutting board. And yeah, and the fun thing about Phoenix Forge, again, is that once the class ends, the making isn't over. You can come back the very next day, use the laser cutters, engrave your name on it, or go back to the wood shop and come up with something completely different.
Well, and that's my point is with the membership, I mean, you can go pretty much as you'd like.
That's right.
During that month.
Pretty much,
Okay.
yeah. And we have a staff of 18, so there's a lot of people to help you when
Great
you come
teachers.
in. So if you have no idea what to do when you come in, you just have an idea, we can work you through the whole process and help you actually make something.
I cannot wait for my kids to be of age.
Well,
Sounds
one more
amazing.
thing about membership is that we are powered by Gateway Community College in the Maricopa Community College District. So if you are a student in Maricopa Community College system, you have free membership.
Free membership.
That's
That is
right.
phenomenal. And I've been to Gateway for a public appearance, and it's a great college.
Yeah.
So yeah, wonderful stuff, you guys. Again, just a reminder: open shop night happening Friday, September 19th at 6 p.m. You can get more info at Phoenix. That's PHXForge.com. Bruce and Lucas, great to meet you. I love this concept. It's
Well, thank
wonderful.
you.
Best
Yeah.
of luck to you.
Thanks so much.
Thank
Nice
you.
being here.
All right, Rachel, over to you.
Yes, thanks, guys. Hey, remember, we're always on at 12news.com. Don't forget, 12 Plus is the streaming home of 12 News, the place to go for breaking news, weather, and investigations. Download the 12 Plus streaming app right now and continue watching for free. We'll be right back with more 12 News at 1.
Two Phoenix police officers are recovering after being hit by the driver of a truck near 19th Avenue in Dunlap. The accident happened early this morning, just before 4:30. We're told that both those officers suffered minor injuries. The other driver involved was also hurt. Police say that driver showed signs of intoxication.
A woman is in the hospital after being shot. This incident happening near 16th Avenue in Buckeye around midnight. Police say when they were called to the area, they found the woman with minor injuries. Witnesses were able to point out the suspect. Police say he was arrested and is facing an aggravated assault charge.
We now know the identity of the man shot and killed by officers in Chandler last week. Police say Enrique Gress tried breaking into a home near Pecos and McQueen Roads. According to police, he then rammed into a patrol car. Responding to the scene, officers say Gress pulled out an assault rifle and fired one round. He was found to be carrying ammunition, drugs, a handgun, and body armor. The Mesa Police Department is investigating the shooting. All right, let's check your forecast now. And Crystal, we are still talking about that gigantic monstrosity that happened on Monday. The monsoon
we've been on network all week because of it. Like Phoenix finally on the map.
I know, and it's like we want more still. Why is that?
Yeah, more rain, not the dust. Right. I know. I mean, we just can't get over. It really was absolutely insane. And then you keep seeing the photos and the videos popping up on your feed, of course. Well, probably going to get some lightning photographs today, maybe some rain or rainbows, but that's mainly going to happen in the higher terrain. You can see we're empty right now over the valley. We're just getting splashed with sunshine here, but the rain splash and the bolts you can see stretch out from the west, north, and east of us. We're not totally spared storm chances here in the valley today. I have a 20% shot later on, so still stay storm savvy and keep checking back in on the radar. We've got that mixture of sun and clouds. Of course, some of those clouds getting rumbly, especially in the mountains there. Flagstaff, your thermometer reading today 73. 79 in Show Low. We're bouncing up into the 80s for Prescott and Payson, and back to the triple digits in Phoenix at 101 degrees. But hey, it is technically below average. We're 4 degrees below seasonal standards here in the valley, as well as Winslow. We've knocked off 7 in Flagstaff, taken away 10 in the Grand Canyon. So hey, a bonus below average day for us to enjoy. If only we could take those numbers at face value. We do know we still have the muggies going on, but the humidity is going to dip out for our extended Labor Day weekend, but at the same time, that means we're hiking the heat right back up in the valley. You know, Phoenix is going to Phoenix, so find a pool or a lake near you to enjoy Labor Day. If you are camping or hanging out in the high country, we are going to see those storm chances spring back up on Labor Day.
All right, Crystal, thank you. Early voting in the special election for Arizona's 7th congressional district begins today. Democrat Adelita Grijalva and Republican Daniel Gutierrez Sr. are running for the vacant seat after the death of longtime Congressman and Adelita's father, Raul Grijalva. The topic of immigration and the border took center stage at the first debate for Arizona's 7th congressional district.
And 12 News journalist David Chasanoff has the story from the Tolleson Civic Center, where part of the West Valley is in that district. David.
The district stretches from southern Arizona up into Tolleson, Goodyear, Avondale, and parts of Buckeye. Both candidates are very passionate about how immigration is being handled here in the U.S. Here's what they had to say.
It is inhumane, and it should be intolerable for any of us to see what is happening to our immigrant communities. They are deporting veterans. They are deporting citizens. We should all be very afraid.
I believe we need to have immigration reform. We absolutely need to do that. And the gentleman that was in this seat prior to us has spent the last 2 decades trying to do that. It didn't work. So I believe it's time for different leadership.
The outcome of this race could impact border policy, economic growth, and even future committee assignments in Washington. This is widely considered, though, to be a safe Democratic seat. Grijalva and Gutierrez debated each other about the way the Trump administration is handling certain issues like the Israel-Hamas war. Gutierrez said the U.S. should support Israel, while Grijalva says she sides with Gaza, accusing Israel of genocide.
When you look at the United Nations, not only declaring a stage 5 famine, but also declaring a genocide, I think it's important that we understand that there is a systematic attack on people.
I stand with Israel, and I don't see, we've tried diplomacy. Israel's tried diplomacy. As long as Hamas is in there controlling that country, we're not going to get anything accomplished.
The special election is set for September 23rd. Early voting polls just opened at 9 a.m. today. Reporting in Tolleson, David Chasanoff, 12 News.
David, thank you. Still ahead, the Arizona State Fair is looking to hire for a variety of positions. How you can apply coming up.
The Arizona State Fair now hiring for this year's Fair Fun crew. This is one of State 48's largest and most loved events. They need energetic and enthusiastic folks. I already have a full-time job, or I would be there with my resume in hand. Branda Martinez here to tell us the details. So what kind of people are you hoping apply for these awesome jobs?
Oh my gosh, can you believe it's that time of the year again?
I'm so excited.
So the 2025 Arizona State Fair opens September 19th at 5 p.m. and we're looking for over 1,300 amazing individuals to join our Fair Fun crew.
And that is a variety of different positions, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about some of those jobs available so people understand what's out there.
So we're looking for administrative support,
okay,
parking attendants,
sure,
ticket sellers, and maintenance.
And then we're talking about a pretty good hourly wage.
Yeah, $16 an hour is where we start. So whether it's your first job or you're looking for something fun to do on the weekdays or weeknights, extra cash for the holidays, we'd love to have you on board.
And it's such a fun environment. You guys are seeing some of that aerial footage of just how expansive this event is. And there are so many things within the fair. It's not just the food and the rides. There is a plethora of things to do for families, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct. Live entertainment, the cute animals, competitive entries, you know, enter your art to get a blue ribbon. There is so many things to do at the fair. Spend all day at the fair, eat some great food, and ride some incredible rides. You'll have fun, and you can also work it and get some extra cash.
Exactly. Extra pocket money, especially ahead of the holidays, which is great. So we know it kicks off September 19th, but what are some of the hours that those who get hired are going to be working?
So we're open Thursday through Sundays, but there are some jobs available that you get to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
It's a little quieter.
So just apply, azstatefair.com, apply online, and we'll get in touch with you. We work around your schedule. Whatever experience you have, just apply and we'll find something for you.
Flexible hours and need 1,300 people to be staffed this year. Oh my gosh, well, we can't wait. September 19th can't come soon enough. There you go. You can apply at azstatefair.com and Brianda and her team will get in touch with you. Best of luck to all the applicants. Brianda, thank you for visiting us. And we'll be right back after this quick break. Check back in with meteorologist Crystal Long for a closer look at any monsoon activity.
All right, so let's put the clock into motion here and look into our crystal ball for our future monsoon storm chances. So as you can see, more are going to be springing up here this afternoon. Will they, won't they? They may be a glancing blow to the valley, or we may get some spotty showers or storms to come knocking on our doorstep. Then as we go into the overnight, we're all going to get caught up in the clouds here. We could still see some drippy clouds while we are sleeping. And then tomorrow, even more shower and storm chances are going to kind of push through. They may slide just past the valley and graze us, or perhaps we get in on some rogue raindrops. Fingers crossed for that. But the biggest splash, as you can see, is going to be exclusive to northern Arizona. And then we'll see some more fire up in the higher terrain of eastern Arizona going into Friday. So possibly some more rainbow sightings like this one sent in today coming out of Pine Top. A beauty here, but it's not all rainbows and butterflies. It's also wah-wah, poor air quality today, unfortunately. We have an ozone high pollution advisory that is active for this afternoon. So far, we're in the yellow. It's moderate, but it's about to tip the scales into the orange. So bad breathing out there at the moment, not to mention it's muggy. 97 right now for Phoenix, so we're not quite yet into the triple digit zone, but it looks like Sun City and Gilbert beat us here. We have 101 in Tempe. Oh, Avondale just popped 100. You could see that change right before your very eyes because that's a live observation station. Here's some more observations right now. Dew points in the 60s and 70s, so it's insta sweat out there. That means whatever you're reading on the thermometer, you can't take it at face value. Right now, you'd have to tack on an extra 3 to 4 degrees on top of that to give you that feels like value. And we're still dealing with the steaminess and the stickiness throughout the rest of this work week. And then we see the dew points drop out as we head into the Labor Day weekend. It's an extended weekend, our favorite kind of weekend, right? Well, as we head into the weekend, we're going to hike up the heat. We're going to be 107 and 108 apiece on Saturday and Sunday. And if you're extending it into Monday, we knock off a couple of degrees, but the muggies will be back, and so will some storm chances. We'll be right back.
Coming.
They say you can't win if you don't play, and if you want to play, you got to get your tickets soon because tonight is your big chance to win big. Tonight there will be another Powerball drawing, and the jackpot is nearly record levels. We're talking an estimated $815 million, which makes it the 7th largest in the lottery's history. The cash value of that payout in a lump sum would be about $368 million.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Here's what's coming up on 12 News at 4. We'll have the very latest on today's deadly school shooting in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where 2 children died and more than a dozen wounded. Details on the suspect, what led up to the shooting, and the heroic acts later today. Plus, the job market may be cooling off, but one sector is still heating up. Why healthcare continues to drive new opportunities and who's benefiting the most. That and much more when you join us on 12 News at 4.
And 12 News continues 24 hours a day on 12 Plus. Download the streaming app right now on your TV and watch for free.
We want to thank you so much for watching 12 News at 1, and we'll see you back here again in just 2 hours for 12 News at 4. Have a great day.